What is up, you guys? George here, and today I wanted to discuss the two types of wealth. Yes, there are two types of wealth. I think it's important to make the distinction between these two types of wealth because I think the perception that it gives could impede people from actually building their own wealth. I believe the way most people perceive wealth is based on what they watched on TV and movies. And now with social media, it gives up a certain vibe of luxury and just expensive things that I don't think is the true indicator of wealth. And it's no wonder why so many people think that getting wealthy is so unattainable or so far out of reach for them. Let's face it, guys, we do live in a consumer-centric society, and unfortunately the vast majority of the ultra wealthy are representing what true wealth means. The huge mansion, the luxury cars, the designer clothes, and the glamorous lifestyle as a whole is what people have identified as true wealth. And to be honest, this is how wealth has always been perceived by most people. And like I said before, now with social media, it's just now prominent and like way out of hand. And there's no wonder why the average person can't relate to these ultra wealthy people, and they don't ever think that they could ever really truly attain wealth because of what they're seeing on all these different platforms and on TV and etc. And before I go any further, please don't get me wrong. I have nothing against having nice things or cool things whatsoever. I myself like nice things and plan to have a Tesla pretty soon. So I have nothing against luxury items, but I do want to shed some light that this lavish lifestyle is not the true indicator of wealth, or at least it's not the only indicator of wealth. True wealth comes to those that subscribe to my channel and like this video. See what I did there? Did you like that?
Why are you the way that you are?
No, but for real, if that at least made you smile, please consider subscribing. It would mean a lot to me. I'm trying to get to about 100 subscribers, so your support would be greatly appreciated. But before I explain these two types of wealth, it's important to determine what wealth is. And so I'll be using an annual income indicator to help us determine that. A recent article published by USA Today titled, "Are You Rich? How the Wealthy Are Defined?" gives us a good baseline to use. They explain that people that make at least $421,926 are considered rich or wealthy. But what if I told you that someone that made $421,926 isn't a true indicator of what true wealth is? Because true wealth isn't necessarily how much you're making, but it's determined by your total net worth. And everyone has a net worth, and it can be easily calculated. It's just simply taking all your assets, like your home, your car, your savings account, retirement account, or any valuables that you have. Like my good friend Duda, who has a great collection of guns, that's considered an asset. Shout out to you, my boy Duda. And then you just subtract all your liabilities, which is just a fancy word for debts, like your mortgage, car loans, any credit cards or student loans, etc., etc.
Mr. Swanson, let's begin by filling out this form listing your assets and liabilities.
Nice try. I'm not telling you how much money I have, where it's hidden, or which precious metals and or gemstones it may or may not take the form of.
See, your net worth is the true indicator of your wealth, not how much money you're making a year. See, I personally know people that make significantly less than $400,000 a year, but have a real robust net worth. And they actually are wealthier than those that are perceived to be wealthy. To illustrate this major difference in wealth, I created two scenarios using the baseline from the US Today article of $426,926. Also, keep in mind that these two examples I'm about to show you are pretty extreme examples of the two types of wealth, but I think are very plausible scenarios that I personally have encountered myself helping people with their finances. As you can see here, I created person A. Person A is the one type of wealthy individual. And you can see that their annual salary is $421,926, the baseline that I'm going to compare the two with. And so the person A, and then I created a person B, well, I'll show you here in a second, both have the exact same salary, right? So they're both considered wealthy by US Today. So their monthly salary is $35,000, as you can see here. Now let's check out their net worth. Now this is person A's net worth. And so their assets are right here. So their home is a $2.2 million home. The Lamborghini is 200,000, their Mercedes, their boat, and their retirement investments. So all of their assets are $2.6 million. So that looks pretty good, right? You know, they're a millionaire at this point, or you would think. But then let's take a look at their liabilities, because like I said before, your true net worth is not just your assets, but it subtracts all of your liabilities or your debts. So you see here, they have a mortgage of 2.1 million. They have a Lamborghini loan, Mercedes loans, boat loan, and they got a bunch of credit cards, and they've got student loans. So you see here in this scenario, their true net worth is only $18,000, which is pretty pitiful compared to what they're making and what they're capable of actually accumulating in their net worth. Is only $18,000. And so why is that? Now you'll see here the retirement investments is very pathetic. Now, and so what I did is I created a potential monthly budget of this person that's living this luxurious lifestyle. You know, that, you know, from the outside, it's like, man, they're really wealthy, and most people's perception of that is that they are wealthy, right? They have a Lamborghini, a Mercedes, they have a mansion, and you look at their monthly budget. You know, their mortgage payment is significant, their home maintenance is significant. You see their Lamborghini payment, Mercedes payment, their boat, credit card payments. They belong to a country club, private schools, insurance, luxury clothes, eating out, and other miscellaneous stuff. But look at their retirement investments that they're putting away. It looks like it's a lot, right? $1,000 is quite a bit. But compared to what they're making on a monthly basis is like nothing. It's a small percentage. So you see their total budget is $35,000, $35,160. And you'll see that it's the exact same as their monthly salary. So you can see this person right here is essentially living paycheck to paycheck. And that's right. You could be extremely rich as far as income is concerned. You can have a lot of money coming in, but if you're spending it all on luxury items, you could also be living paycheck to paycheck. And that's what some people don't realize, is that, you know, you can still live paycheck to paycheck no matter what level of income you're in. And if you have experienced that yourself, you can see that, at one point you're probably making a lot less and you're still living to paycheck, and all of a sudden your income significantly increases, but you still feel like you're living paycheck to paycheck. And part of the problem is the consumerism. It's that you're always trying to keep up with the Joneses, and we're always going after the nice, shiny, cool new things right away. And so we're making payments on a lot of stuff. And so this is at any level. I mean, this guy's making almost $500,000, but still is not having really much to show for it. Now, conversely, we're going to look at person B here. And person B right here has the same salary income, same monthly salary. But let's look at what their net worth is first. Net worth is, here, let me scroll down. So let's look at their assets. Their assets is $500,000. Still a nice home, depending on what state you live in. But in my state, that's a pretty big home. It's not a mansion, but it's a really nice home. They have a sedan, SUV, so regular, normal cars, if you will. And the retirement is significant. Look at compared to person A. Person A's retirement is only $73,000 that have accumulated. Person B has over $2 million, and I'll show you here how they were able to do that. But you probably can pick up on that already. You see their mortgage is $400,000. So their total net worth is all their assets minus their liabilities, and you see their net worth is amazing. It's over $2 million. Now you can also see here that they don't like debt. They have no car loans. They have no boats. They don't live a lavish lifestyle, and they paid off all their student loans if they had any. And that's because they are very mindful of their money. They're just smart with their money. Now look at their monthly budget, and here's where kind of the truth shows on their monthly budget, which is true with any of our lifestyles and our budgets. It really indicates on whether you're saving or how your true wealth is or your net worth is. Anyways, mortgage payment is only $2,000. Their home maintenance is only $1,000. See right here, all this stuff big chunk of money that they're not spending on. They're not living a lavish lifestyle. Their kids probably go to public school. They're not part of a country club. They don't have a boat. They probably rent boats or go with their friends, use their boats. You know, they paid cash for their cars, insurance, regular clothes. They don't have luxury clothes. Their eating out is not crazy, but it's you know, they still enjoy life a little bit. Other miscellaneous stuff. And here's the kicker: $28,000 a month of their salary. And here it zeroes out too. This is not necessarily that they're living paycheck to paycheck. It's just they are putting a big chunk of their money into retirement. So their total budget is $35,160. So it means all of their funds are being put into their retirement and their investments. And so that is essentially how that they were able to accumulate so much. And so I just did a quick calculation. This is person A here. You'll see this person was 40 years old. By the time they're 45 years old, they put $1,000 away. So this is person A right here, right? They're putting $1,000. Here you go, $1,000. They put away monthly at 8% annual return in only 5 years. So this is a 5-year snippet of their life, as they've accumulated $73,000 because they live such a lavish lifestyle that most of their money is going into their lifestyle. And conversely, you see person B here, their calculation, how they were able to get how they were able to get their retirement and their investments so significant compared to person A. Person B put their $28,000, a big chunk of it every month for 5 years, again 40 to 45, the same time range, and they accumulate over $2 million. See person B here, you'll see here they're $28,400 a month. They're just, you know, chalking it up away. At this point, this individual could basically do whatever they want. They're pretty much set at this point. If you let that compound until they're, you know, later in life, they're set for forever. So as you can see, the perception of wealth, someone that has that lifestyle and it's like, man, they must be banking, versus someone that lives more modestly, doesn't appear to, you know, be wealthy, actually is the true wealthy person.
Holy is this a joke?
Another word for jokes is lies. I do not lie, therefore I do not joke.
Mr. Swanson, an estate of this size means that your children would never have to work a day in their lives.
And just to be clear, I'm not saying that someone that appears to be wealthy, having nice things, having luxury items, can also be saving as well and actually have accumulated some wealth as well. I'm not saying that that's possible. I was just showing you the two extreme versions of that. And to be honest, the person that's able to pull off a very luxurious lifestyle and have a lot in savings and investments is very, very few and far between. I mean, it's less than 1%. It's like a small fraction of the population. And the principles of building wealth is the same no matter what level of income that you're making. It basically boils down to two things, which is living below your means and saving a large portion of your income. And this is the basic formula, whether you're making $30,000 a year or $3 million a year. And conversely, the formula of living paycheck to paycheck is the same thing. You can live paycheck to paycheck making $30,000 a year, or you can live paycheck to paycheck making $500,000 a year. As you saw in the person A scenario, they're making tons of money, but their lifestyle was really having them live paycheck to paycheck. So at the end of the day, the point of this video was hopefully to remind you, or at least shed some light on the two types of wealth that are out there. And that true wealth isn't necessarily what you perceive it to be. That not everyone that lives luxuriously or looks like they have a lot of money actually have any money at all. And lastly, you are more than capable of building wealth if you have the right perspective, the right mindset, and you work your butt off. You can truly accomplish more than you could ever have thought or imagined. Well, that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you reached this point in the video, I could venture to say that you probably liked this video, and I would hope that you would subscribe so you can follow me and my journey, and it would mean a lot to me. I'm gonna continue to work hard to bring more value to you and make these videos better every time. Well, that's it for today, you guys. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.